He was just 14 years old, barely tall enough to reach the courtroom bench. In 1944, in South Carolina, this little boy was sentenced to death by electric chair for a crime he didn't commit. His trial lasted only 3 hours. His jury was all white. And it took them just 10 minutes to decide his fate. This is the heartbreaking story of George Stinney Jr., the youngest person executed in the United States in the 20th century. George lived in a small, segregated town in South Carolina. He was the son of a poor black family, growing up in a world where racism was not hidden, but written into the laws. In March of 1944, George was outside with his younger sister near the railroad tracks. Two white girls, Betty June Binnicker, just 11 years old, and Mary Emma Thames, only 7, walked by. They asked George if he knew where to find flowers. That was the last time anyone saw the girls alive. Later that day, their bodies were discovered in a ditch. Both had been brutally beaten. The town erupted in rage. And in their anger, they needed someone to blame. Within hours, police arrested George. There was no physical evidence. No witnesses. No motive. Just one thing: George was the last person known to have spoken to the girls. Police claimed George confessed. But there was no signed statement. No recording. No proof. Only the word of white officers, in a time when a black child had no protection under the law. His parents were not allowed to be with him during questioning. His family was forced to flee town, terrified of a lynch mob. George was left completely alone. His trial lasted just 1 day. The lawyer assigned to him did almost nothing. No defense. No witnesses. No cross-examination. No appeal. The jury? All white. 12 men. It took them just 10 minutes to find him guilty. On June 16, 1944, only 2 months later, George Stinney Jr., just 14 years old, was strapped into an electric chair built for grown men. He was so small, they had to place a Bible on the seat to raise him up. The mask meant to cover his face was too big, and it slipped off during the execution. A child's life was ended that day, for a crime he did not commit. For decades, his name was forgotten. But in 2014, 70 years later, the truth finally came out. A South Carolina judge overturned his conviction. The court admitted George had been denied a fair trial. There was no evidence. No justice. No chance. George Stinney Jr. was innocent. But by then, it was far too late. His story is not just history. It is a warning. A reminder of how quickly fear and prejudice can destroy an innocent life. A reminder that even a child is not safe when justice fails. Do you believe America has truly learned from George's case? Or are we still seeing the same injustices today?